It's rolling right now?
Yeah, it's rolling, bro. This is all.
Yo!
Hey, everybody.
Hey!
Welcome to. Hey, stop clapping, man. Hey, everybody. Welcome to another E-Group series. This one is called How to Change the World. And so, we're going to be looking at, the Great Commission, what Jesus has called us to, and how to outwork and live the life that God's called us to. And I believe that God has called each and every single one of us to live a life that changes the world, whether it be the entire world or whether it just be your world or somebody else's world. But I honestly reckon we're called to change the world, and that comes out of a place in Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, and all of them right at the end. Jesus, just before he leaves, he gives the disciples a command called the Great
Commission.
The Great Commission, and based off that, basically it says, hey, go into all the world and make disciples. And that's how he calls us to change the world, to go into the world with his good news and to help people, help set them free and disciple them as well. But I'm here with this familiar face that you all know. If you don't know him, this is Jack.
Yo, what's up?
Tell us a bit about yourself, Jack.
Well, my name is Jack.
Yeah.
Been part of the Revolution for the past 6 years now.
Come on.
Yo, and it's been cool, man.
Yeah.
Yo, it's been cool ever since I got into the Revolution, since my good friend Caleb brought me in. But it's been pretty dope.
Yeah.
It's been a cool journey, so yeah, we're here today.
Awesome.
Yeah, awesome, man.
So you've been a part of the Revolution for quite a while, and you know that why we exist is to raise a generation, to reach a generation, to really empower young people to make a difference, to change their world. So you would have grown up in that. So how do you feel like? Do you feel like you've been empowered to change the world?
From day one, man.
Yeah, how so?
From day one. Yeah, I've been empowered by my mom, dad. But
Man, it's so nice of you to say that about Scott.
yeah, Daddy Scott. Nah, don't cut that out. So I've been empowered since I started the Revolution.
Yeah.
Like, I had dope as leaders around me that just empowered me, that helped me realize the potential that I had in myself that I couldn't see in myself.
Yeah.
Pretty much, and I think that's what disabled young people these days, is they don't see the potential in them, and I think they don't have the leaders around them to empower them to go, or to take the next step, or to reach their friends, their family, or whatever. So I've been empowered since day one in the Revolution.
That's dope. Yeah. I think that's a real cool place to start at. Like, if you want to change the world, man, it's actually important to know that, there's a backing on you. Like, as a movement, we back you, but we back the call of God on every single one of your lives, because I believe, and we believe that, there's a hand of God on the lives of everyone. And what about you? How did you discover that, or what made you aware that there was a hand of God on your life, or that there was a call or a mission?
My leaders drew that out of me.
Yeah.
Like, the leaders that I was surrounded by, and like the more I hung out with leaders and people that were dreamed big, who had big visions, I was like, oh man, I can do that for myself. What if I had the same vision for myself? What if I had the same vision for my high school? What if I had the same vision for my future, in my career, my partner and stuff like that? So just the more I hung out with people, they just drew the best out of me.
Yeah. So you're saying, like, the proximity of actually investing as much into your leaders as your leaders had invested into you.
Yeah, man, for sure. Like, the community's crazy.
Yeah.
The community and the Revolution is crazy, and so I think that's what helped me become who I am today. And it takes a village to raise someone. And
that's dope. So the village and being a part of this environment kind of gave you this big vision for your life and for your school.
Yeah.
And so tell us a bit about how you outworked that vision to see your world or your school changed.
Yeah. Well, like, for me, like, when I was growing up, when I went into like my first year of high school, I was like, oh yeah, this is cool. Like, I just do my 5 years here at Mays and do my study, put my head down and do all that. And then once I finish, I'll just go work like a full-time job, get like a job or something. But the moment I stepped into the Revolution, like, the leaders are like, oh, there's more. Like, they're always saying, like, there's more to you, God has more plans for you. And I was like, bro, what does that mean? Like, what does that look like? You know, I'm just here to, you know, study, work 9 to 5 and stuff like that. But then I started realizing the gifts that I had, the things that I was good at, you know, building community, getting around people. And I was like, oh, yo, this is cool. Like, I can help other people.
Yeah.
Like, cause I don't know myself, I could help others.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, because growing up, I was like, you know, you kind of be independent, do your own thing, but I saw that kind of like being selfish. So like, you know, there are other young men or other young boys that needed my help. And the things that I went through as a young kid, now I'm able to help other young boys go through that. So, yeah, man, I think I just missed your question, and just went around.
I think that was the leading question, and the plan was to go to By the Gate, because you weren't the first By the Gate, but you were the first to start By the Gate at Mags, right?
At Mags, yo.
Yeah, so what made you even start By the Gate?
Those were the days, bro. Like, those are early. Like, I didn't want to do it. Like, at first when, like, Byron, he brought up at, like, some river or something, like, a few summer rivers way back. He was like, yeah, man, it's just a vision where you go, pray for your school early in the morning, pick a day, you know, pick a gate, you know, just turn up, you know, just turn up at 6 a.m. Like, saying it was, like, a normal thing to do. Like, I'm 14, I'm going to go pray at my gate at 6 a.m. in the morning. And I was like, what the heck? Like,
but you did it.
But I did it.
Yeah.
I did it. Well, I was getting it, mate. And so I really, after that summer river, I went away, I went and prayed to God. I was like, man, this could be cool. Like, I don't want to be the only one praying. So, you know, I rallied me and my friend. There was only 2 of us.
Who was the friend?
Charles Nabata, and
No
George
idea.
David.
George
David. You know, he was the leader that was with us for that first By the Gate. And I remember heading in, so I was like, man, this is like kind of lame. Like, no one sees us, no one's there. Like, we're turning up at 6 a.m. What if like kids walk past us and think we're weird?
Fair
and
enough.
Stuff like that. Yeah, man, all of that. And then I remember a leader was like, oh man, it's just, you know, it takes time, it takes consistency. Like, you know, a miracle doesn't happen overnight, but it takes a journey and stuff like that. And I was like, oh, okay, I'm committed to this.
That's dope.
I'm committed to this.
Yeah, that's so sick. And because of that, like I wasn't there at the time, but now I'm get to see the fruit of where the By the Gate at Mags is now. And because of that faith step, because you as a 14, 15-year-old or whatever, decided that you were going to pray by the gate, like the results are actually crazy, because a whole lot of our key leaders right now are here because of that By the Gate. You know, like there's a Coop and all of those guys, your mates, and you know, like the impact of that's crazy. And then you started it, and then I love that there's this kind of generational thing that happens as well, where now within Caleb did it for a whole lot of time, and then Mulla, and then there's a whole bunch of people who've carried it. But I love that, you know. Oh, and sorry, another thing is the deputy principal. He and the staff there have actually acknowledged that, man, the school's going through a rough time, but young people praying by the gate is making a difference, which I think is so awesome and so crazy to think that there's these non-Christian people who are actually saying, man, these young people praying is really making a difference. You know, we see a whole bunch of leaders that have come through because of it. We see teachers and people acknowledging that has an impact. There's something happening in that school, all because this 14-year-old boy decided that they were going to listen to what God said, and step out and pray by the gate.
For real.
And I love that, and I love that idea that, you know, for us to change the world, man, you don't have to go and straight away cure cancer or feed everybody or whatever that is. Changing the world is just as simple as taking one little step of, hey, how can I change my world or my community or the people around me? You know, how can I take that step and like Jack, you know, taking that step to just pray at his school all those years ago, and the impact that's had. And so just to leave you with that thought, you know, what's one step that you can take? You know, what's that one thing that God's put in your heart to do? And what's the first step that you can take to make that happen? Anyway, there's a whole bunch more questions for you to discuss, talk through, but we'll see you next time.
Later.
Later.
Good stuff, man.